You're not being careful. You're stalling. And you've been stalling for so long that you've convinced yourself stalling is a personality trait. Today, I want to talk to a specific guy. The one who's been about to start from somewhere between 6 months to 3 years. The startup you keep researching but haven't built. The gym you keep buying clothes for but haven't gone to. The conversation with your dad. The app you're going to launch. The girl you're going to message. The move to the city you keep talking about. The book. Maybe the application or the hard email. Now listen, you think you're being smart. You're reading more. You're preparing. You're doing research. You're waiting until you feel ready. But you're not getting the results because you're not doing anything. I'm going to save you somewhere between 2 and 10 years. In one sentence, ready is not a feeling. It never was. And every day you wait for it, you're paying for a thing that doesn't exist. Let me tell you when I figured this out. I was 20. I've been telling people I was going to start a software company for about a year, a full year. I had notebooks, I had a Notion doc with 47 pages in it, I had 3 different domain names parked, I had a logo, I had nothing real. No code, no customer, no revenue, nothing that existed outside my own head. And every time someone asked me, how is it going? I had an answer. Always had an answer ready. Still researching, still learning, still waiting for the right moment. The beautiful life, the right moment. It sounded reasonable. It sounded responsible. It sounded like the answer of a careful person who was going to do this thing properly. I was lying. I was lying to myself, to them, and everyone. I wasn't researching. I was scared. And every day I spent researching was a day I didn't have to face the fact that I had no idea if I could actually do it. Then one night, I was sitting in my apartment in Vancouver and I opened the Notion doc for the 200th time. And I just looked at it, 47 pages, a year of my life. And I realized something that felt like getting punched. Every single thing in this doc was about preparing to start. Preparing. Not one line was about the actual starting. I had built a 47-page monument to not doing the thing. That was the night I closed the doc and wrote one line of code. It was bad code. It didn't work, but it existed. And the next night, I wrote some more. And the version of the company I have now, 2.5 years later, started that night. Not the year before, when I had the notebooks, that night, with the bad code. Here's the lie that runs your life right now. You believe that one day the conditions will be right. You'll have enough money saved, enough knowledge, enough confidence, enough free time, enough certainty, and then you'll start. You'll think readiness is a destination you're walking towards. It isn't. It never was. Readiness is something that appears after you start, not before. The reason you don't feel ready is because you haven't started. The starting is what creates the ready. You got the order backwards. You got the order backwards. Every single person you admire who did the thing you want to do started before they were ready. Everyone. The founder you follow on Twitter, the writer you respect, the guy with the body you want, the friend who actually moved cities. None of them woke up one day feeling ready. They started while they were still scared, still unsure, still underprepared, and the ready arrived later, sometimes years later, just as a side effect. Now, here's the part that most just do it videos miss. Just telling you this doesn't help. You already know you should start. You've known for months. Knowing isn't the problem. So let me actually give you the mechanism. The reason you can't start is not laziness. is that your brain has built up the thing in your head into something enormous. The startup isn't a startup anymore. It's starting a company. The gym isn't 45 minutes moving weights. It's becoming a fit person. The conversation with your dad isn't a 20-minute talk. It's confronting my entire childhood. You've been inflated the task into an identity level event. And now, of course, you can start. Nobody can start a thing that big. The move is to shrink it, not the goal, the first action. Make the first action so small that not doing it will be embarrassing. You want to start the company tonight. Before you sleep, write one future your product would have. One sentence. Don't open Notion, don't make a doc. Write one sentence on a piece of paper next to your bed. That is real. You want to go to the gym? Tomorrow, put the clothes and walk to the door of the gym. You don't have to go in. Walk to the door. Turn around if you want. Just baby steps. You want to have the conversation with your dad? Send him a text that says, can I call you on Sunday? I want to talk about something. You don't have to know what you're going to say. Just send the text. You want to launch the app tonight? Name one screen. Just give one screen a name. Do the baby steps. The point is not that the tiny action gets you to the goal. The point is that the tiny action breaks the spell. Because once you've done one real thing, the task stops being starting a company and starts being the thing I started yesterday. And the thing you started yesterday is 1,000 times easier to keep doing than the thing you've been about to start for 2 years. Here's what's actually going on under the surface. And I want you to hear this part very carefully. The waiting feels safe because as long as you haven't started, you can't fail. It's that simple. You can't fail. The version of the company in your head is perfect. The version of the body in your head is perfect. The conversation with your dad in your head goes exactly the way you want it to. The second you start, all of those perfect versions collapse. And you have to deal with the real one, which is messier and harder and not guaranteed to work. So, you protect the perfect version by never starting. And the cost is that you live a smaller life than you were supposed to live. And you don't realize it's happening because the cost is invisible. You don't see the company. You don't see the body. You don't see a good relationship with your dad. You just see a normal life and you assume that's just how things are. It's not how things are. It's how things are for people who waited and didn't take any action. If you are 19, 22, 25, 27, and you've been waiting on something for over a year, hear me. The waiting is the loss, not the failure, the waiting. Every day you wait is a day deducted from the life you could have had, and you can't get those days back. And at 35, you will not remember why this year felt so heavy that you couldn't move. You'll just notice that a decade went somewhere and you can't see where did it go. So, this week, pick the one thing, just one. The one that's been sitting in the back of your head the longest. And do the tiny version tonight. Before you sleep, before you watch another video, before you tell yourself, you'll start tomorrow, tonight. We're doing it tonight. Ready isn't coming. It was never coming. The only thing that was coming is the version of you who started anyway. Be that one.